Hakainde Hichilema. But who does that? Who does that? Like I told you, it is only a threatened lion that roars, loudly. It is threatened. This is Hakainde Hichilema. Hakainde Hichilema is threatened. Hakainde Hichilema has seen. He's not ticking. He is not ticking. The only way he can tick, the only way he can survive is to use the police. But since Wakapokola, now Monat Wakapokola, they're somewhere, somehow, now they are not with him. Now he wants to bring the army. He wants to bring the army. It's a warfare. Now let me tell you Hakainde Hichilema. Hakainde Hichilema, you are in State House. Hakainde Hichilema, you are the president of Zambia. You didn't even recognize Edgar Chagwalungu. For us, we recognize you. Me, I do recognize you. I do recognize you. And we respect you. The only thing that you need to do is to deliver. If you were delivering, you won't need all these tough talk. You wouldn't need. Because your works will be speaking for you. Your works will be speaking for you. But for you, you have got nothing to point at. You have got nothing to point at. Because commission, even the toilets that you are commissioning, they are not working. So you have got really nothing to point at. You have got nothing to point at. Nothing. I'm going to run down. I'm going to talk about even the debt restructuring that you're talking about. Don't talk about it. I'm going to talk about that. You have got nothing to point at. So the only way you want to sustain yourself now is to threaten people. Is to declare war against us. You are declaring war against us. You don't trust the police, you want to bring in the military. But that is not a solution. Because even the soldiers, even the army, those army officers you're talking about, they are human beings. They are human beings. And Hakainde Hichilema, listen to me very carefully. You brought the discussion of the army. You are the one who started this. Don't accuse me of mutiny, whatever. My job is an opposition, is to over checks and balances. So you have brought in the army. So allow all of us now to talk about the army. And let me tell you, Hakainde Hichilema, you have compromised. You have compromised the hierarchy of our security system. You have compromised it. You have compromised it. Here you are. You are saying you are going to use the army as your last, defense. As your last defense. You want the army to protect you. You want the army to protect you. But how have you treated the army since you came into power? How have you treated the army? Have you respected the army, Hakainde Hichilema? How? Have you respected the army? This is a question that I am asking you. And you check it. Before you start talking to say, you have the army to protect you. I'm asking you, have you protected the army? Have you respected the army? Have you respected the army since you came into power? I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to soldiers. I'm not talking to soldiers. I'm talking to you who is saying you are going to use the army to protect you. My question is, have you protected the army yourself? Have you looked after the army? Have you given them the respect that the army, they are the last line of defense? Have you given them that respect? Look what you have done at that security joint committee. Look what you have done. You have reduced the army. The army, everywhere in the world, I don't know which country, where the army are below. You have put your relative to be on top of that committee of the security wing of our country. You have put your relative to be on top. You have put a civilian. You have put a civilian. You have put the intelligence, the director of intelligence, to be on top. And then you have brought the army to be below. Why are you not saying the intelligence will protect me? You are saying the last defense of your presidency, of your inept presidency, of your moribund presidency, the last defense is the army. But look at what you have done in that committee when they sit. Who chairs that committee? It is your relative, a civilian. Because the intelligence, they are civilians. They are civilians. They are civilians. You cannot put a defense, a commander, a commander of the army. You cannot put him below the intelligence. They're supposed to be on top. And these are the things, that's why I'm enjoying my time of learning how to become a president. Even the course, I'm on a course. I'm on a training. Next training, that's why therefore so that government, so that I can learn more. I'm not in a hurry to become president. I will become president, that's for sure. I will become president of Zambia. Less I want you talala, less I want you. So that in Zambia, when I will be president, I will rule the country better. I will rule the country better because God is preparing me. And I have come to learn. I've been asking in different places where I've gone. You don't put the commander of the armed forces. You don't put him. You don't put him. The army commander. You don't put him below. He's the one who is on top. The intelligence and whatever they report to the army because they are the last in defense. Now you are threatened. You are saying the last in defense is the army, and yet when they sit there, the army commander is being led by a civilian. You see, You think they will respect you? Talk about the intelligence. Tell your relative kindly to come and protect you. Talk about your relative kindly. Let him. They want to defend you. Eh? Even in that army, you have brought confusion. You have brought confusion. When you talk about the army commander, is the one that is on top. Then the next that will be there is the Zambia Air Force. Zambia Air Force, it's ZNS. But now you have put ZNS like it's on top. You have more, attention and interaction with ZNS and overlooking ZAF, overlooking the army that you are talking about as your last defense. And maybe I don't know, maybe I don't think you are even using the Zambia army. Maybe you are even talking about the ZNS. Hakainde, Hichilema, these things we see them. These things we see them. And of course, we don't want to be discussing these matters and whatever, but you have brought it out. And that's why I'm telling you to say, even these people that you are talking about, to say they should be your last, they should be the last in your defense. You have not respected them. You have not respected them. You wanted to be using the police, and now the police are frustrating you because somehow you have seen that the police are not, taking everything that you are giving, all the instructions that you are giving them. Because certain things they are seeing to say, no, this is not right. What you did to JJ, you saw, the police officers could not charge JJ over the issue of abduction. You wanted the police to charge JJ. You wanted the police to come out after that interview. You wanted the police to come out and say, JJ was faking an abduction and we are arresting him. But according to what JJ said, the police realized to say, this is very difficult. How are we going to charge this guy? How are we going to charge this guy? So now they started looking for Tuma cases now. Now they are talking about attempted murder. Attempted murder. But attempted murder what? Attempted murder what? A case that was resolved. And you want to bring the attempted murder? The guy collapses, they take him to the hospital. You are not happy. You wanted them to keep him Muma cells. But the police have got to follow some of these things. And it has frustrated you. Now you want to talk about the army. Hakainde, Hichilema, check your intelligence. Check your intelligence. Check your intelligence. Because you might be thinking that the army respects you. They respect you because we have got a disciplined army. We have got a disciplined army. But when they go and sit in their homes, as persons, not as Kanewas, whatever, as Zambians, they also have their own challenges. Don't forget that you don't pay the army so much such that they cannot complain about the prices of millennium, such that they cannot complain about the prices of fuel. The army are not spared from the harsh realities of the bad economy. The army are not spared from the harsh realities of load shedding. They are not spared. They are not spared. The army are not spared from the harsh economy of, clothing and their women looking beautiful. The army, they do a lot. They do a lot for us. And they take, relief. They take relief in beautifying their women. If you go barracks, barracks, more about competition. More about competition with women. More about competition bad. Those army officers, they take pride in their women. They take pride in making their women look beautiful. But these women, with the current economy, they cannot compete. They cannot compete. You should see how army officers in the whatever you call it. See how they come with their women. They are so proud of their women. But their women are failing to shine because you're not looking after them well. And yet you want to say, these are my line of my last defense. These are the people you want to send against against Chilufya. The army knows Chilufya speaks for them. They know. They know. You kept them. I've got a case in court where you're saying mutiny. Why am I in court today? Why am I in court today? I'm in court because I spoke for the army. You neglected them for 3 months. You never paid them. For 3 months, you never paid them. You only paid them when I came here and spoke about it. When I admonished you to say, come on, pay these people. They are human beings. They need the money. And you paid them. And you paid them. And these are the people that you want to send against Chilufya. Yes, a few foolish ones will come for Chilufya. A few foolish ones will come for Chilufya. But the general populace of those citizens, because they are citizens before they are army officers. They are citizens. We don't employ army officers who are foreigners. We employ citizens. So they are citizens before they are army officers. And I'm speaking for them as citizens. Because no, you can't talk about the army. Bantu. Who are idana bena balefu na bena basanga leko bomfe ko wino. Ai kana vile vile ka whisky, anako ka whisky, anako ka shani, akashibakwe, whatever. Dia wana mkulala at least, Fika ko wino. Na vena bantu. Bantu. So let us not pretend here. Let us not, no, bantu. We need to look after them. And I'm discussing them now because Hakainde Hichilema, you are the one who has brought this up. And I want to remind you, I'm reminding you, that not even those army officers that you're talking about are happy with your leadership. That is the news that I have for you, Hakainde Hichilema. Not even those army officers who are citizens. You go and see kuma microfinance. Go kuma microfinance in the roofing day. Go kuma microfinance. Bala tantama nentepe shabo. Bala tantama nentepe shabo kukongola maloni kuma microfinance. Nishwa kongwera. If you are looking after them, they wouldn't be going kuma microfinance. Umuntu ni army officer. I am kula bele bishaka payslip kako. Here is my payslip so that I'm telling Kongo. You, how are you helping them? I don't know, Papa. No, I'm going to use the army. Oh. I'm telling you, Hakainde Hichilema. Yeah, I'm done. Don't live a utopic life. Don't live a utopic life. Be realistic, eh? Be realistic with these things. You are playing around. The show is playing around. Its show is playing around. It's not us. What we are talking about for ourselves, we're talking about the plight of the people. We are talking about the welfare of the people. That's what I talk about myself. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not here to talk about my children. I'm not here to talk about my wife. No, I'm not. I'm talking about Zambians. I'm talking about Zambians. Wake up, Hakainde Hichilema. Wake up. This warfare that you are trying to declare might work against you. This warfare, because there are many people who are suffering than they are those who are enjoying. There are many people who are suffering than they are. And the time will come. And what you should be praying for is that Zambians will be patient to wait for an election. And on election, you will see, including those army officers, they will go and vote. You will see. You will see the votes that you will get from the barracks. I'm challenging you, Hakainde Hichilema. Before you start, bubbling with confidence to say, the army, the army, the army. Hold an election. Hold an election, and you see the results that you're going to get from the barracks. You will see how those women of those army officers are going to vote. You will see. You will see how people in Skanzi, how people in State House police camp are going to vote. You will see. You will see. And that's why I'm telling you that these people that like Edgar Lungu, they are at least giving them hope as well. So don't mess around. Don't mess around. Allow them to choose against Edgar Chagwa if they don't want him. Don't tell Edgar Chagwa Tamwakalutambe tamwakalusole ndemiyewa. Tamwakalutambe tamwakalusole. Imweme na mama judges imwe. Vamnarula. Tamwakapekale. You won't have your peace. You won't sit in that house that you are enjoying. That police officer outside will not protect you. He will not protect you if you bring nonsense in that country. So just act properly. Let the Zambians themselves deny Edgar Lungu again. You know what you have to do? Wake. Not to wake. Hey, we left 22 hours. We left 23 hours. Finish Mubomba, Hakainde Hichilema. Finish Mubomba.